So we back at it with another one, Blue is Our City, Manchester City fan channel. And before I get this episode, this live going, I want to take time and really say thank you to some people out there. So, if you don't really know and your first time ever looking at this channel, one thing that you need to know is that I really just embarked on this journey about a month ago and brand new to this Manchester City fan. So I love talking about Manchester City football news and I cover the team in every aspect, but I basically just got started going with this, and I really want to send a shout out and a real thank you to all the people watching me on YouTube, all the people watching me on Twitter, and all the people watching me on Twitch, because I see the followers, I see the subscribers, I see the likes, I see the views. Thank you guys so much, because without you guys, like, I wouldn't even be doing this. You know what I mean? I embarked on this journey because I really just wanted to just talk my piece at the end of the day about Manchester City. So I'm an American. I'm not born into the sport. I didn't grow up with it like over there in England, but I just happen to be a fan throughout the years and growing up in New York City and seeing the investments that City Football Group has put into New York City. And I started becoming a City fan a long time ago, about maybe 10 years ago now. So as I look back on this, this is the reason why I started this. And this is one thing you're going to get with this channel is I'm going to talk about Manchester City differently than other YouTubers might talk about Manchester City. If I got something to say on my chest, I'm going to let it fly. And I want the community to do the same. If you watching and you're a Manchester City fan, let me know your thoughts out there, because at the end of the day, we're all fans. And at the end of the day, that's what the channel is about. It's about what the fans want to see from Manchester City, from our players, from our squad, from the organization, from everything at City Football Group. So I really want to take time to thank people out there. And if you liking the content, keep liking it, keep sharing it, and keep subscribing. So all right, so let's get into the show. So in this show, what we really going to be talking about is, can Pep Guardiola turn around this Manchester City EPL season? In the Premier League, we just haven't been flying. So we're going to touch upon that. We're going to touch upon, do we have the right wingers? We're going to touch upon, the Champions League draw just happened today. So we're going to talk about the Champions League draw, but stay tuned to the end. If you like the video, like I said, please like the video, share the video. And at the end, we're going to look forward to West Brom. We're going to talk about pretty much everything. But to first kick off the show, bro, we got to talk about what? And I hate to say this, but I'm still fuming about this result, bro. I really am. Like, a lot of people, I don't know what other people are thinking about the derby. Like, when I looked at the derby, bro, on Saturday, I'm still fuming about it because I'm just so disappointed. I mean, it had to be the worst damn derby I've ever seen in my life. And even going back, as long as I've been watching Manchester City, I can't think about another dull derby the way we just saw it. And, I really wanted to talk about the derby, not from the perspective of what team did good and all of that, because at the end of the day, neither one of these teams did good. United was coming off a loss in the Champions League where they lost to Leipzig. We were coming in form where we had played teams that, all due respect to Burnley, all due respect to Fulham, but they hadn't been hitting their stride. So we're trying to answer those questions really after Tottenham. So really, at the end of the day, neither one of these teams really went out there and fought for something. And as I watch other Manchester City fan channels, and, just kind of going through stuff that I'm reading online and watching ESPN FC over here, hearing what, Ali Gab got to say. And, people are shocked at what they got to say. And Craig even so too. But, everybody's basically saying the same thing. This was just a dull, sorry game. And I think I'm just disappointed for the fact that we didn't see a lot of fight out there. And United fans, I mean, at the end of the day, they might like the result, but the performance wasn't there from what City fans expected. And I don't think the performance was there from what United fans' perspective was, especially combined with the fact that Pep Guardiola had lost. They did the double on us last year. Manchester United beat us twice last year. So I really had big hopes. And I think a lot of other City fans had big hopes about the match because we was like, yo, what have we learned? Can we see some fight? Yo, this is a real test for us. And United fans probably wanted to see their team, see if they can bounce back in a positive way. I'm sure Goldbridge or Housen or one of them other channels, they wanted the same thing, bro. And I feel like both teams just kind of left it flat out there. And I also want to touch upon, some things that, especially what happened with both teams. And I really do feel like there was a lack of fight. Now, let me be clear about this. When I say lack of fight, what I'm really talking about is that desire to really win the game. I think if you look at Manchester United in their current form, especially, let's not say current form, but over the course of this season, they don't start strong off the blocks, but they, put on a good show and try to come back in the end. But for City, we're still trying to develop what we are this particular season. But throughout the years, we're a free flowing team. We like to score a lot of goals, and I think Manchester United fans wanted to see a performance, and we wanted to see a performance. And we didn't. They didn't get the spectacular or the lame, beginning and awesome finish, and we didn't get free flowing football. At the end of the day, there was only two chances for really both teams, and I don't think that that's a way a derby should be played, especially given the fact that we're in this weird time in our lives, dealing with the situation we're all dealing with. And we watch football for a little bit of a release. You know what I mean? To kind of feel like, oh, I'm stepping away from my normal day-to-day environment where I may be working from home, or I'm just not doing the things I was doing 2 or 3 years ago. So we all watched the derby thinking that, we're going to get some kind of energy into what it is that we're supposed to get from this game. And honestly, I don't think neither team got any of that. Like, I think it was the worst derby I think I've ever seen in my damn lifetime. So, but I definitely want to talk about the fight wasn't there. What team had the willingness to go try to win the game in the 60th minute, the 70th minute? We know that United can definitely kick on late, but where's City in that aspect? Where's our fight to influence the way that we can have an impact on the game? And I would have loved to see our team fight a little bit more. And I think both teams around the 60th mark or 60-minute mark probably said, at the end of the day, bro, we both want to draw. And neither one of them, I think Martial came on as a sub, and we made one sub. And I'm not going to get into all of that sub business because I know both managers been complaining about subs, but I have a different take on subs. I don't think that these managers are complaining about subs necessarily for the players being tired. I think that they're complaining about subs because maybe they want to use a little bit more strategy. But at the end of the day, both of these arguments get thrown out the window when you got a Manchester derby. It's 0-0 flat match, and then it's going on after halftime, and neither manager is really going for it. Yes, they didn't have Cavani there. Yes, they didn't probably have a few other pieces, and we didn't have Aguero really to put out there. But at the end of the day, I definitely want to see a little bit more fight. And I want to talk about something Roy Keane said. And I know you're watching the Manchester City fan channel talking about damn Roy Keane, but I think he made a good point. And I think when you watch all the other YouTube channels or all the other channels talk about this particular derby match in particular, one thing that a lot of people didn't like is the hugging and the extra friendliness. And it's a derby, and I definitely understand. I'm trying to look at it from two different points of view. As a fan, when you have Manchester United versus Manchester City, you want to see that same energy no matter whether we're 10 years ago or whether we're living in the current times now. You want to see a bit of fight and a bit of passion that's on the line. No different than Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid derby, or other big derbies around the world, around Europe. You want to see that fight, and I feel like neither one of the teams had that fight, but the extra friendliness, the hugging. From a fan perspective, I definitely get it. Now, for me, I don't necessarily want to see John Stones going up there hugging Harry Maguire at the end of the match. Like, I don't want to see that, especially after like both teams putting on such a bad performance. But I can understand from John Stones' perspective that John Stones hasn't played in a while. So maybe he just saw his England counterpart, and, they're talking about ways that they both can be, number one and number two England starting center back pairing. You might have Stones and Maguire in the future. So maybe they was talking about that. But Roy Keane was like, don't show me all that hugging and stuff that you see on the field. Take that stuff down to the end of the tunnel. And I think as a fan, I could definitely agree with that. I don't want to see the players doing that on the pitch, but it is what it is. And that's just really what I want to say about that. So moving on to the next point, I need to talk about the starting 11 in the league, because at the end of the day, what did we see from Manchester City versus Manchester United in that derby match? I'm showing you the starting lineup right now. Ederson's fine. We know Walker's doing his thing. Diaz and Stones, I got no problem with that. The main thing I want to touch upon, maybe before I get to Cancelo versus Mendy, that's a whole nother conversation. If you guys feel differently, let me know it out there in the chat. But I want to commend Guardiola for at least playing Gundogan and Rodri together. Let me say that because at the end of the day, I think we're short a midfielder, but for him to show and put Gundogan on the bench and then have Ferner and Rodri in there, we might as City fans have to accept that we're going to see that lineup going forward. A lot of times when we play against other teams, teams that are a little bit more stout, maybe against Tottenham when we play them, maybe against Chelsea, we might see that. You know what I mean? Next time we might see that. So don't be surprised. But the main thing I want to touch upon here is that, bro, I am just so sick and tired of the wing back situation, the fullback situation, bro. Like, I really just mainly want to talk about Cancelo versus Mendy at this point. And when I think about John Cancelo is a fantastic player. I don't have any problems with John Cancelo, but I don't think he is a left back. And I don't know what Guardiola is thinking there that to put him at left back. Yes, Mendy, when we think about Mendy might not be on the best form right now, but Benjamin Mendy provides that natural width. So going forward, Pep, my thing to you is, Pep, please, please, please work out the left back situation. And what I mean by that, put Benjamin Mendy in the game. If Benjamin Mendy is not good enough to be on this team, then maybe we have to look at the transfer window of going out there and signing a left back. I don't think João Cancelo can play left back. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm not saying that he hasn't had a good season performing there, but when you think back through the years, how many teams actually have a right-footed left back? Not too many teams. I mean, the last team I could think about is probably Real Madrid and Marcelo. That's the last team. I think about the great Barcelona teams. Alves was playing right back, and then you had Jordi Alba playing left back, bro. Nobody does it where they have, inverted fullbacks. So, or fullbacks on different feet. It doesn't work. It's just a little too much, in my opinion. So, Pep, please work out that starting lineup, kind of going forward, because I really think we have to really look at Benjamin Mendy. If we know Mendy's had some health issues in the past, yes, we do know this, but we need to figure out what we got. Either we gonna have Benjamin Mendy going forward, or we gonna go out there and look for another left back. But that João Cancelo thing at left back, nah, I'm not feeling it, bro. I'm not feeling it. You just saw why. It doesn't allow natural width, and I'm just really fed up with that whole natural width thing. And I'm going to talk about that in a second as we move forward to the next point. So the next point is this. Is our winger situation. We have got to work out the wingers. So I've already stated that I'm not the biggest fan of having a left back who's right-footed. I've already said that. So now when we go up front and we try to figure out what's going on with these attacking options, when we look at our left-sided winger, our left-sided striker, whatever you want to call it, and I know Manchester City is a very fluid team. You could be on the left 1 second and then move somewhere else. We understand that we're very fluid. But the one thing about our team that we have to define is what is going to be our left back situation. Because right now we have Raheem Sterling and we have Phil Foden. Now, according to Pep Guardiola, he does not see Phil Foden. He does not see him. He does not see Phil Foden ever as a midfielder. So if you don't know, Guardiola was asked about, why is he not playing Foden or what's going on with Foden? And he mentioned that he really sees Foden at this point in Foden's life, being that he doesn't have the physicality playing a winger. But, he says that he starts this match against Marseille with this guy at left back or playing on the left side and then moves him to midfielder. So I'm just confused about that. So let's just go with the idea that we're going to have Raheem Sterling, and shout out to the man, Raz. Raz just had a birthday, so I'm going to shout him out for his birthday. He just had a birthday just passed, I think last week, but shout him out, show him some love for that. And I'm also digging the hair. So keep rocking the box braids or the twist, homie. It's looking good. But the idea is like, bro, what we going to do with Sterling? We have to figure out what we're going to do with Sterling. Because personally, I don't mind Sterling playing on the left, but Pep, please, please, please entertain putting Sterling on the right. And I think I need to talk about this a little bit because I'm at the point now, and other City fans, if you out there watching, fans of other teams and you watch soccer, please, or you watch football, please let me know what your thoughts are on the situation, because I don't see Raheem Sterling on the left side. I see him on the left side sometimes. He does bits on the left. Don't get me wrong. He does bits on the left, but he needs to go back on the right. And this is the part I need to touch upon. Pep, please give the man a chance on the right. I don't know if Raheem Sterling is going to Pep and saying, Pep, look, the season's already in the way. We're 11 games in, and I'm not finding the goals right now. Is it because, I'm only on the left, and then by the time I have to cut back on my right foot to get the shot off, the defense is already set? Is he going to Guardiola and saying, Guardiola, please play me on the right? And then Pep is saying, nah, I don't see you on the right. So I don't know what's going on there, but I definitely want to see him go on the right. So if he's going to be on the left hand side, we're going to have to work the situation out to where if he's going to be on the left hand side, then what does he need? He's going to need a fullback like Mendy, somebody who can overlap with him. So that's my point. Are we going to see Sterling primarily only playing on the left? If we are, then he needs to have a natural fullback with him. If we're going to see Phil Foden in this position, Foden needs more game time. And I think other City fans out there and other fans of any other team, if you think Foden's got skills, I don't see why this man is just not playing in the league. We're reached a point to where we're now starting to see that Phil Foden he's vital for our team. So I don't understand what Pep is thinking there, but hopefully he's going to get it together. That's just my opinion on the left side situation. Or are we going to have to go out there in the market and try to find somebody? I don't know. I don't know. But hopefully, we get something, because the system, honestly, in my opinion, is not working. It's not working. It's not suiting Raheem Sterling. And Raheem Sterling needs to go to Pep and say, switch it up, homie. Switch it up. Now, let's talk about the right wing situation. So we got to kind of look at this, and we're going to look at this from a standpoint of like this. Meaning that, these players, some players are young, some players are older, but Manchester City has got to figure out a way to turn the season around and still try to win the league, in my opinion, and other fans out their opinion. But when you look at on the right, yes, we have Riyad Mahrez. And I think Riyad Mahrez does bits on the right. But what you are seeing and what you saw, especially in the Manchester derby, is that he had the best opportunity of the match. Best opportunity from forget that McTominay stuff at the back post. There was no way in hell McTominay was going to get to that shot. But Mahrez had the best opportunity in this match. But the one thing is that this ball that got through to him, he had to open up on his left foot. Now, granted, this is my opinion. My opinion is Riyad Mahrez took too many touches. He should have just took one touch, bang, shoot the ball. But he had to take that touch to open up his left side so that way he could shoot. And when he had to do that, he gave everybody time to get back. And that's my point about this overall, is I am so sick and tired of the whole inverted everything. Like I'm just inverted out. I am. And I don't want to feel like I'm being drastic or over the top, but I think I am just inverted. I'm tired of it. When Manchester City won the league in 17-18, we had Leroy playing the left, who's a left footer. We had Raheem Sterling playing the right, who's a right footer. Now, in 18-19, we probably had a lot more of Bernardo or Riyad Mahrez playing on the right side, because him and Sane was working out their nonsense. But the point is that from what I saw in those years is that we won those years by primarily being a natural team. But when we're going so heavily going against the grain, yes, Liverpool have Mane and Salah, and every team probably has like some right-footed guy on the left side, and then a left-footed guy on the right side. But we didn't win the league like that. So why are we changing the formula when we didn't win the league like that? There was no point in that, So less overthink in this situation. And then we also got Torres, and I don't think anybody's going to say anything bad about Torres. Torres is my man. He's coming along real well. I don't think he's Leroy Sané, but I think he has to be given more of an opportunity. I definitely would like to see Foden a little bit more. I definitely like to see Torres a little bit more. And Pep got to work out these situations, man. He can't just be, not playing these kids, because these kids are very vital to this season, not only for legs, not only for energy, but just rotation and development. You think about when we first got Leroy Sané, when we first got Leroy didn't start that whole year. He basically was coming on as a sub in the 16 year, but he was ready for the next year. So that's what Guardiola has to decide. He has to start throwing Torres and Phil Foden primarily always in the lineup, because it's not about this year, bro. Like, ideally, I want to win. Other City fans out there want to win, but we need to know what these kids got going forward and to see what it is, bro. Otherwise, we're going to have to go back out in the market. And then another thing, too, if Raheem Sterling's on start on the left, why can't we switch during games and, have Riyad Mahrez play? We can have Riyad Mahrez or Bernardo play the left. But there's one thing you will never see, and I don't know why this is, and other City fans or other fans of other teams, please let me know if you guys see this too. Riyad Mahrez never plays the left. maybe you'll see Bernardo out there sometimes, but Riyad Mahrez never plays the left. And I think that that's the reason why Pep may be telling Sterling that he needs to play on the left, because Riyad Mahrez is not about that left side action. But they need to be able to switch. Like, if the game's going on and he's in, and Sterling's not creating opportunities and Mahrez is not creating opportunities, let them switch within the game the same way we used to see Leroy do. I'm not saying it's going to work, but it doesn't hurt to try at this point. So that's where I'm at with it, man. So next talking point, can Pep turn it around? So that's really what this video is all about. It's all about, can Pep Guardiola turn this season around, especially in the Premier League. I'm not talking about Champions League yet. I'm just talking about mainly in the Premier League. And I believe the answer is yes. I do believe the answer is yes. But in order to confirm that, we need to take a look at something, because there's some very interesting things going on. And what I mean by that is, look at the table right now, bro. If you can see my screen, look at the table, bro. Tottenham is up there at 25 points and Liverpool's up there with 25 points. And I want to talk about Liverpool. Liverpool and City have been the two teams. Everybody knows it's been Liverpool and City for the last 2 years. But one thing you'll notice with Liverpool this year, Liverpool has had injuries to their best player in Van Dijk. They just got an injury from Jota the other day. They just picked up an injury from him. He's going to be out 8 weeks. Trent Alexander-Arnold's missed time. But the one thing you notice about Liverpool is that they still up there near the top. So they not having all of their players. They haven't been flowing all the way or gelling the best way that they possibly can. And they're still maintaining their form. So City, we don't have an excuse as to, okay, we had a whole bunch of injuries, or, we had players that came back late. Those things happen, bro, but we have to be a little bit better. So my point is, I do believe he can turn around the season, because I think we owe it to Guardiola to give him a chance to turn around the season. But he's got to start making better decisions, because when you look at this table, the one thing you will find out is we got games coming up against Chelsea pretty soon. We got games coming up against Everton. So we got to win those two matches. We've already lost to Tottenham. We drawn with Liverpool. We lost to Leicester. We got a game against Southampton on Saturday. Still haven't played Chelsea. West Ham, I ain't thinking about West Ham, but I don't think West Ham will be up there. No shout out, no disrespect to West Ham fans. I don't think they're going to be up there the whole season. But, then you got United. So my point of this all is, not only are we got to beat Everton and Chelsea, Pep's got to start making better decisions, but now we got to win all the other games, bro. We can't even drop. I'm almost at the point to where if we drop, like, let's say 2 or 3 more matches, we might just lose the season because of that. Because with the Premier League, especially over the last 3 or 4 years, that it's only a handful number of games. And I think you can only lose for about 5 games. I don't think you can lose more than 5 games and still win the league, per se. And I know that this league is a little different, this year dealing with what we've been dealing with. But I think that that's the reason why I'm still giving Pep a little bit of fighting chance, because when you think about it, we still got the 1 game in hand, but we're 19 points. So that means we're 6 points off the top. That game in hand is not necessarily a guaranteed match, but let's just say we do that. Now we're only 3 points off the top. If we win that game, we're only 3 points off the league leaders and Tottenham and Liverpool. But now we got to win all of our other matches, and we can't lose against any bottom level teams. So we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. But I really believe that he has to figure it out. And a way that he can start figuring out is helping these guys get some goals. Because if you think about it, like I said, yes, I believe he can do it. We have 27 more matches to go. So there's about 27 more matches to go left in the EPL season. So that's a lot of time. We also have the January window, and I'm not expecting City to spend money out there. I know a lot of other City fans out there want to see City go out there and spend money in the window, but I don't personally believe we're going to spend money out there in the window. Or if we did, is it going to be on Haaland? Is it going to be on a striker? Is it going to be on a left back? Is it going to be on a winger? Is it going to be on a box-to-box midfielder? Because we need a box-to-box midfielder. So what are we going to do? But then also we got to talk about the goals. We really have to talk about the goals. I mean, the goals are shocking. Like, if you look at me right now reading notes, it's because I write these things down. And when I talk about the goals need to pick up, think about this. Raheem Sterling has 3 goals in this season. We played 11 matches. He has 3 goals in this season. Gabriel Jesus, 2 goals this year. Riyad Mahrez, 4 goals this year. Kevin De Bruyne, 2 goals. And then Torres and Foden, 1 apiece. I don't even know what that number is, but that number looks like is maybe about almost as many as damn Calvert-Lewin got for Everton. Calvert-Lewin's got 11 by himself. I think Salah's got like 10. Son's got like 10. Harry Kane's almost up there. So it's just like, bro, like these teams are fighting through whatever they're going through, and we have to do a better job of finding our rhythm throughout this whole thing. But our goals definitely need to pick up. In addition to that, in order for Pep to turn it around, we're going to still have to keep our clean sheets. I think we've got about maybe 6 clean sheets or something like that. Like, we're doing great defensively. So just keep being solid at the back. I don't know if it's going to be Laporte. I don't know if it's going to be Stones. I know Diaz is there, but I don't know which one he's going to do. But we got to be solid at the back and improve the goals and win all of our matches. So that's the only way we're going to be able to turn it around. But as you can see, we got a lot of work to do, fam. We got a lot of work to do. So next point we're going to bring on is, I've been watching other Manchester City fan channels out there and other fan channels out there too. You got, all types of channels that cover the Premier League. And, they talk about these things. And one question that was brought up, whether it's over here in America, if you're in another place, please let me know where you guys are at. I want to know where you guys are from, where you're at. But the thing about it is, for me, is that everybody's talking about, should Manchester City focus on the Champions League? Let me give you my answer. My answer is hell no. The reason why we should not focus on the Champions League is, when has that ever served us? First of all, Pep Guardiola doesn't even think like that. He thinks that he wants to win all competition. You're not going to find too many Manchester City fans that are like, whoa. Let's forget the Premier League season and go with the Champions League. Or, we don't really believe in that as a club. We want to be competitive within all competitions. Yeah, let me keep it real. That's what we do on the show. We keep it real. I don't care about the FA Cup I care about the FA Cup a little bit more than I care about the League Cup, but I don't necessarily care about those two competitions in comparison to this year. I want to win the Premier League, but I've seen a lot of people talk about, should we put all our eggs in the Champions League basket? That's because other fans are feeling like Manchester City's already lost the Premier League season. So we got to keep it all the way real. I feel like a lot of people are like, we should focus on it because they don't feel like we can win the Premier League, and we still have an opportunity too. But in particular, we have never, ever won the Champions League. Yes, we have had European glory. So don't let these other fan channels and all these other people tell you Manchester City have no history in Europe. Yes, we do have history in Europe. Just do your history as a fan. You know what I mean? We definitely do. But it's been almost 50 years now. It's been almost 50 years since we've had success. But remember last season. Let's just take your mind back to last season. Remember last season when the season was not going the way we wanted to, and then we had that break, and everybody's like, since Real Madrid, we come back on the trip, we beat Real Madrid, let's just focus on the Champions League, because everybody knew Liverpool had the league wrapped up. So everybody's thinking last year, this will be the year for the Champions League. How well did that work out for us? So my point is, no, let's not focus on the Champions League. The Champions League will be the Champions League. And my expectations for the Champions League, I only want to see one thing from Guardiola. One thing. I have no expectations of the Champions League. If Manchester City win the Champions League, I will be through the roof, happier than I've ever been. But I don't like relying on one competition, especially when we haven't had the success in it. So my point is, I just want to see Guardiola win and get to the semifinals. That's my goal for him. If we can get to the semifinal, that's a good building block for next year. Let's focus on the league this year, get back to the league glory, and then try to get to the Champions League. If the Champions League is on the table and we're out of the Premier League come February, March, okay, that's a different situation. But the one thing we need to know is, can Guardiola get past the quarterfinals? Because think about it. We lost to Liverpool. We lost to Tottenham. Last year, we lost to Lyon. And everybody was like, Lyon's easy. We're going to beat Lyon. You see what happens. So my point is that we cannot bank on this, unfortunately. We have to go into the mindset that, we got to win everything. And the Premier League is still on the table. So if you're a City fan out there, don't give up. Or if you're a fan out there, you think Chelsea's going to win or Liverpool's going to win, shout me out, bro. Let me know. I like talking to other teams as well. But that's just my perspective. The last point I want to talk about is the fight. A lot of times people have been questioning Manchester City's fight. And as a fan, me too. I got to be all the way honest with this. And I really feel like, I love this club. I right here. All right, I'm learning the screen and everything, but right here, I love this club, bro. I love this club, but I love this club because I'm a B team type of guy. I come from New York City. In New York City, we have two teams for everything. For everything, you always have like an A team and you have a B team. But I've always been a B team type of guy. Now, whether you consider Manchester City, a B team right now, no, we're not a B team. We're a good team, but historically, we've been a B team in Manchester. But that's a part of our fight. That's a part of our legacy to never give up and to just keep fighting. And the team itself has to show more fight. I do a lot of videos, and you may have seen other videos I did. I did a lot of videos talking about Pep Guardiola and his mindset. What was he thinking this match, this match? We ain't talking about Pep right now. Take Pep out of the equation. Take Pep and put Pep Guardiola on the side. What we are talking about right now is the players themselves. Raheem Sterling's got to be a little bit better. He's got to have a little bit more fight. I see him recently. He's doing a little bit more smiling, so you can see he's happy. I think earlier in the year, he was just trying to do a little bit too much. He was a little stiff, little tight, you know what I mean? But now he's smiling. He's having fun, He just had his birthday, and then Leroy put some real funny stuff up on his Twitter. And I was glad to see he replied to Leroy in that fashion. But, get back to what you do best, Sterling. You're a good dude. As City fans, we love you, bro. We just want to see a little bit more, but be accountable in your fight. And I think that you got all the tools to do it. Just keep. Damn, I can't believe I did that on camera, but excuse me, stuff is real. It happens in real time. But Raheem Sterling, keep doing your thing. Kevin De Bruyne, let's talk about Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is our captain, bro. One of our captains outside of Raheem Sterling, outside of Ferner. Kevin's got to be a little bit better too. And I'm gonna say this. I love Kevin. I love Kevin to death, but Kevin's another one who was overcompensating, trying to do a little bit too much this particular year. And I don't know if it's down to the system Guardiola has him in, but if the system is not working, Kevin, you wear that armband. You a captain. You wear that band. So you should be able to go over to Pep and say, yo, look, fam, this ain't working. I can't go out here and create everything by myself. I'm not 25 like when you first got me. Now I'm 29, coming off of injuries. I want to stay fit. So please put me in the best positions to succeed. I'm 29. I want to win more Premier League titles. He should be able to go to Guardiola and say, look, Pep, I'm just doing too many things. Help give me a little bit more defensive stability so I can be a little bit more freer. Or if they're boxing me out the game and they're man marking me out the game, put another creator on. Maybe it might be Bernardo. Maybe it might be Phil Foden, whatever. He has to be able to tell them that. Jesus got to be a little bit more clinical, bro. We haven't had Sergio Aguero all year, but Aguero's trying to get fit, so I'm not going to say anything about him. But my point is that the players have got to take pride in themselves and what they do. That's what this badge is all about, bro. This badge is about hardship, bro. Like a lot of people who watch City, if you watch City recently, you would think everything is just all fine and dandy. But if you go back to when we first started to where we at now, it's been a lot of hardship that's going into this. So understand that, put a little bit of more fight into what you guys do. If you're not clicking with Pep, or maybe you don't see things with Pep, I know Emerick Laporte's in a situation right now. I know Mendy might be in a situation right now. John Stones just got back into good favor. Laporte's in a situation. Nobody really knows. Gundogan might be in a situation, not really uncertain about his playing style or his role or his time. These players have got to understand. Forget what Pep is doing. Pep, you take your conversation. If you got a problem with Pep, go over there and talk to Pep about the problem. But you got to take pride in what you believe in and what you do. It's like, bro, when I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I try to put on my best foot forward every day. Some days I got it and some days I don't. But don't believe I ain't going to put 110% into everything I do, bro. That's what you guys are there to do. And, the fans can't be in the ground. So we need y'all to really fight for us and get us excited about watching you guys again until Manchester gets out of this tier 3 situation. I don't know if they're calling it tier 3 over there or orange or whatever the code is, but until we get fans in the ground that's really going to pump you guys up, fight for yourself, fight for your badge, fight for what you believe in. Don't look at the calendar and be thinking about what Pep is talking about. Show some pride in what you do, because at the end of the day, as much as I criticize Pep now, I still love Pep. I'm always going to be Pep in, but the players got to say, bro, everything can't be on Guardiola. It's up to me to finish this. It's up to me to take that first touch and not take 3 touches. It's up to me to make this pass. So the team can do it. As City fans, we got to keep believing in them. But all in all, we just want the team to do better. And then lastly, I'll say this: if you're watching my content, I want to thank everybody out there. Whether you're watching me on YouTube, whether you're watching me on Twitter, whether you're watching me on my Twitch channel, yo, Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel. But I want to say thank you, because without you guys watching me, bro, I wouldn't have any of this. So feel free to interact with me. Get at me in the comments. But most of all, thank you guys. Peace. I'm out to the next episode.